Does Travis Kelce want to sign with the New York Giants? Yeah, you heard that right. We've got some juicy rumors to break down, and with the Miami Dolphins releasing Tyreek Hill, should the New York Giants pursue him? We're going to break all that down as we are 21 days away from NFL free agency being here, and I promise you, no channel on YouTube is going to keep you up to date like we will. So hit that subscribe button for the best Giants free agency coverage. This is New York Giants Now by Chat Sports, and I am your host, Marshall Green. We'll talk about Tyreek Hill coming up around the corner, and could a Jalen Waddle trade be back on the table? First, though, let's start with the juiciest rumor of the day. Does Travis Kelce, that Travis Kelce, the one that is engaged to Taylor Swift, does he want to sign with the New York Giants in NFL free agency? Let's start with this. Shout out to Big Blue Interactive. They were the one that had an asshat. If you know, you know. Go on their site and post about Travis Kelce. If you don't know about Big Blue Interactive, it's essentially New York Giants Reddit on another page. This site has been going for 30 plus years. They are awesome. They get all kinds of scoops, and they keep you up to date with the New York Giants. Shout out to Big Blue VCR, the one that kind of broke the news and spread it, and now it's spread like wildfire. Says, as a longtime reader of Big Blue Interactive, there is a saying for inside info as being, quote, an asshat. Well, Kyle Rudolph, Darren Waller, what about Travis Kelce? This site, Big Blue Interactive, has gotten multiple things right and gotten accurate information for a long time on the Giants. And now there's a post and a scoop potentially about Travis Kelce. I'll read it from Anakin. It says, my friend works for a sports agency, and apparently he was at some sort of young agents convention on the West Coast a couple weeks back. He said he heard from discussions with some scouts who were there that not only is Travis Kelce not going to retire, but that there is a belief that he's not going to return to Kansas City. The four destinations currently being tossed around are the Rams, Titans, Patriots, and yes, the New York Football Giants. When I asked him, he went on to say that Kelce apparently loves Matt Nagy and is also apparently a mentor of sorts to Jaxson. He also said that Kelce respects John Harbaugh and that he's good friends with Mark Andrews. Finally, he mentioned the Taylor Swift factor. She lives or spends a lot of time in Manhattan, and if Kelce is going to continue playing, they obviously want to spend their first year as a married couple together. She will not be on a tour this year, so she can go to the home games. And Kelce is apparently a, quote, publicity, as you can see, and would relish the spotlight being on them in the Big Apple. He also mentioned that Harbaugh really wants Linderbaum, but that he feels the G-men will be outbid for him. He also said keep an eye for the Cowboys' right tackle being cut and coming here, talking about Terrence Steele to replace Jermaine Illuminor. A lot to unpack there, but I'll just say this. Welcome to the NFL offseason, ladies and gentlemen, where rumors come out of nowhere. They're relevant all the time, and we're going to break them down from every single angle on this channel, so make sure you subscribe. Let's start with this. Should the New York Giants go out and sign Travis Kelce? 36 years old. He's going to be a free agent. He can go wherever he wants. Had a solid year last year, but he's not the same player that he once was, which makes me question, why would he want to come to the Giants and leave Patrick Mahomes and not finish his career as a Chief? Once a Chief, always a Chief. Maybe he knows that Pat Mahomes is not coming back next year. And maybe he wants to go play for Matt Nagy, someone he is apparently really, really close with. And maybe it's just he wants to play with Jaxson. Or that last tidbit that we read you, he wants to be close to his future wife in Taylor Swift. Look, Kelce's one of the best to ever do it at the tight end spot. And if you're telling me that prime Travis Kelce is still there, absolutely I want him on the Giants. But the question now becomes, what does Travis Kelce have left in the tank? We showed you the stats from last year. 70-plus catches, almost 1,000 yards, a couple of touchdowns. And I believe the New York Giants could use a tight end like this that can get open and kind of be that safety net for Jaxson Dart. He can still dominate inside the hashes and inside the numbers, and that is where I want to see Jaxson Dart work because it's been proven over time, dating back to Ole Miss, he throws the ball extremely well over the middle of the field. Let me be honest with you. I don't necessarily hate it. Like, a veteran tight end, someone that's won multiple NFL Super Bowls, he's going to be a Hall of Famer and could be a go-to target over the middle of the field for Jaxson Dart, even if it is just for a year, maybe two. The question then becomes, what is the price going to be? I think he's going to have a very interesting market as we are 21 days away from NFL free agency opening up. Spotrac has put his market value as a 1-year, $10.7 million contract. That would rank him as the 11th highest paid tight end in the National Football League. And I'm going to be honest, if that's all it takes, I am actually interested in signing Mr. Travis Kelce. I know he's not a long-term piece here, but I like the idea of him being a mentor for a guy like Theo Johnson. And Thomas Fidone, learning from a guy like Travis Kelce. Are the Giants going to bring back Daniel Bellinger? He's going to be a free agent. What are they going to do with Chris Manhertz? The Giants need more playmakers on offense. And I know Travis Kelce is not what he once was, but I still think he's a good football player. He's a top half tight end, top 16 tight end in the National Football League. And I kind of like all the things that draw him to the Giants, Nagy, Dart, and being a big brother for this offense. And the Giants need leaders, and the Giants need winners. That's exactly what Travis Kelce is. I'll let you decide. Would you sign Travis Kelce to the New York Football Giants for a 1-year, $10.7 million contract? Type S for sign, type P for pass. Coming up next, Tyreek Hill. Should the Giants pursue him? Because he was just cut by the Miami Dolphins. I actually talked to Tyreek Hill 12 months ago, and I tried to sell him on the New York Giants. I'll tell you how that conversation went and what I think the Giants should do with Hill being a free agent. First, though, I got to give a huge shout-out to today's sponsor, Chubbies. Shout out to Chubbies. If you're looking for the most comfortable gear out there, shirts, shorts, swim trunks, and so much more, get hooked up with Chubbies. It is their 15th year anniversary, and they've got a heck of a deal going on right now. When you go to chubbyshorts.com/chatsports, use that promo code chatsports. You're going to get 20% off your order. All of that information will be clickable down in the comments and description. I got to be real with you guys. The first time I put on a pair of Chubbies, I actually said, whoa, out loud. Instantly, I was in a good mood. The stretch, the softness, and my thighs finally getting that fresh air and actual respect, a game changer. I've been living in them ever since. They make every single day feel like Friday at 5 p.m. Supportive, zero chafe, dry in minutes, so you're cannonball to cold beer ready. The four-way stretch is ridiculous. They handle pool laps just as easy as poolside lounging, and they fit like your favorite pair from day one. Plus, Chubbies is celebrating 15 years with the originals back. Same iconic comfort, 2.6 million happy customers. Can't be wrong. So for a limited time, our listeners get 20% off with code ChatSports at chubbyshorts.com. That's 20% off with code ChatSports at chubbyshorts.com. Go give your thighs the VIP treatment they deserve and tell Chubbies we sent you. They also have some awesome NFL gear. The one I got, the shirt I got on, you can go get theirs, that shirt, as well as they have official collabs with the NFL. All right, let's talk about Tyreek Hill being a free agent. Adam Schefter breaking the news says sources, Miami's 8-time Pro Bowl wide receiver Tyreek Hill is being released. Hill turns 32 on March 1st, is recovering from a dislocated knee and torn ACL, and now will be an unrestricted free agent for the first time in his NFL career. His release creates almost $23 million in salary cap space. He can sign with a team right now. Players that are released prior to the new league year starting, which is March 11th, they can sign with a new team ASAP. They don't have to wait until March 9th. 31 years old. Will be 32 in a couple of years. The injury that he sustained this year is a major question mark of if and will he ever recover from that. I still remember the day it happened. I remember him hopping on that cart, waving off everybody. I don't know if he was waving bye to Dolphins fans, waving bye to the NFL world, but I have a serious question of maybe the fastest NFL player ever sustaining a knee injury like he did at the age of 31. Will he ever return to his prime self? Tom Pelissero, putting some color to the picture I'm trying to paint, says Tyreek Hill is rehabbing a major leg injury and is unclear when or if he'll play in 2026. He would have had $11 million become fully guaranteed this month, so he was released as expected. Like we talked about with Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill is one of the best to ever do it. That 2022 and 2023 season in back-to-back fashion, one of the best two-year stretches you will ever see from an NFL wide receiver. Over 3,500 yards, 20-plus touchdowns, and he was a demon down the field. Look, if that Tyreek Hill still existed, yeah, I would be heavily interested in signing him. But we started to see some decline. Now, is that because of him? Is that because of Tua? Now you throw in 32 years old and a major knee injury and him uncertain with his future. Like, I don't think the New York Giants will have interest in Tyreek. If I am him, I can tell you that he is thinking of going to win a Super Bowl and potentially staying close to Miami. I talked to him last year in January as I got to go cover the USA Flag World Championships. Tyreek Hill was there as a special guest. We chopped it up for a little bit. I tried to convince him to go and be traded and force a trade to the New York Giants because if you remember last year this time, there was talk about him being traded. And he told me, man, I don't want to leave Miami. I love it here. My family is here. All my kids are here. And it's warm. I hate playing in the cold. I was like, New York ain't that cold. And he goes, it's too cold. I don't want to go up there. And he said he wants to win one more Super Bowl. And as blue as my blood is, I'm not sure the Giants are going to be Super Bowl contenders next year. So he told me it was too cold up there, and he's prioritizing a Super Bowl. And now he has to factor in that knee and where that is going to be health-wise once the season does get kicked off. So, no, I don't think Tyreek Hill is going to be a Giant, and I don't think the Giants are going to pursue him. Maybe another Miami Dolphins wide receiver, though. A lot of cuts coming today out of the 305 as there is a new era there with Jeff Hafley as their head coach, and they have a new GM as well. They're moving on from Tyreek Hill. They're moving on from Nick Westbrook Akine. They're moving on from Bradley Chubb. They've also moved on from James Daniels, clearing almost $55 million plus in cap space this year and cap space next year. It looks like the Miami Dolphins are hitting that reset button, which, what does that mean for Mr. Jalen Waddle? Could the New York Giants potentially circle the block, go back to calling the Miami Dolphins like they were consistently at the NFL trade deadline, and trying to work out a move for Waddle to be a New York Giant? If you want us to do a deep dive on the possibilities of Waddle being traded from Miami to the Giants, hit that thumbs up icon. I have a feeling that whoever's in charge at 1925 Giants Drive could potentially pick up that phone and try to get a deal done. Make sure you are following me on social media. You can find me on Twitter and IG at @MarshallGreen_.